the real and true identity of Jesus according to the Quran and Islam. As a prophet, after Adam was created and sent to the world without both father and mother, Jesus was miraculously created and born without a father solely through his mother. While individuals mentioned in the Quran are named by referring to their fathers and mentioning his father's name when necessary, only Jesus is referred to as Jesus, son of Mary, referring to his mother. Therefore, to reveal the identity of Jesus, we must first recognize his mother, Mary, daughter of Imran, just as there are approximately 150 verses in the Quran about Mary along with Jesus. The 19th Surah, Maryam, also bears her name. Allah states in the Quran that Jesus, he praised the Imran family to which Mary belonged as one of the 4 distinguished families. God chose Adam, Noah, the family of Abraham, and the family of Imran, and made them superior to all creation, descendants of one another. And God is hearing, knowing. The Prophet Muhammad also mentioned the mother of Jesus by name, saying, "The best of women are 4. The first is Mary, the daughter of Imran. The second is Khadija, the daughter of Huwaylid, the first wife of the Prophet Muhammad. The third is Fatima, the mother of Hassan and Hussein, and the daughter of the Prophet Muhammad. And the fourth is Asiya, the daughter of Muzahim, the wife of Pharaoh." The name of Mary's mother, the most blessed of women who ever lived in this world, and the mother of Jesus, was Hannah. His father, Imran, was a respected and important figure from the Musan tribe, a tribe that held a leading position, influence, and renown among the Israelites throughout their history, both in administration and religious affairs. Imran, son of Musan, traces his ancestry back to David and Solomon. Therefore, he was descended from Judah, son of Jacob. The name of Imran, the father of Mary, is only mentioned in the Quran. Along with the name Imran, there is also the issue of Mary being presented as the sister of Aaron, a matter that has preoccupied researchers. Indeed, as mentioned in the Torah, the father of Prophet Moses was also named Imran. His brother's name was Harun, and his sister's name was Maryam. Without going into detail, the conclusion is that there is a 1,600-year relationship between these two families, and the similarity in name between the father, Imran, and their daughter Maryam is merely a coincidence. The issue of Mary, the mother of Prophet Jesus, being called Aaron's sister, will be discussed further later. The birth and childhood of the Virgin Mary. The Quran and authentic sources contain references to Mary's family, as well as her birth and childhood. For example, Imran and his wife, Hannah, had been childless for many years. They prayed fervently for a child. In their old age, when Hannah's intense desire for a child reawakened within her, she began to pray to God with complete sincerity for a child, and God, the Almighty, granted her sincere wish and prayer. When Hannah realized she was pregnant, she was overjoyed. Wishing in her heart that the child would be a boy, she exclaimed in her excitement and joy. Once upon a time, Imran's wife said, "My Lord, I have dedicated what is in my womb to you without reservation. Accept it from me. You are indeed the all-hearing, the all-knowing." At that time, only boys could be dedicated to religious matters. Those children who had been dedicated would serve there until they were old enough to decide their own affairs, while also learning religious knowledge. Later, those who wished could dedicate their entire lives to these services. When Hannah saw that her child was a girl, she was initially saddened by this. She wanted to remain true to her vow, but was at a loss for what to do in this situation. There were biological and psychological differences between boys and girls. Furthermore, according to tradition, one had to be a boy to perform religious services. Girls had never been seen dedicated or accepted to such a service. Ultimately, Hazrat Maryam's mother considered the birth of her daughter a blessing, saying, when she gave birth to her, she said, "My Lord, I have given birth to a female." And indeed, God knows best what she gives birth to. A male is not like a female. I have named her Maryam, meaning worshipper and servant. I entrust her and her offspring to your protection against the accursed Satan. Thus, desiring her child to be a chaste and honorable woman and to be protected from Satan, she did not renounce her vow of dedication. Presumably, when she reached school age, she took her daughter with her to the Holy Temple to entrust her to the clergy there. She explained the situation to Hazrat Zakaria, the head of the clergy at the time, and also her brother-in-law, and to other scholars. Considering her mother's request, the clergy accepted Hazrat Maryam into the temple. After Mary was admitted to the temple, the religious officials disagreed over who would care for her. The Prophet Zakaria, peace be upon him, applied for this duty first, citing his close kinship, and said, "Because of my closeness, I will take on the responsibility of raising this child. His aunt is married to me," because he was the child of a very prestigious family. The other religious officials also applied for this honorable duty. To avoid any dispute, they decided to draw lots to see which of them would take Mary under their care. When the lot went in Prophet Zakaria's favor, thereupon his Lord accepted him well and appointed Zakaria to care for him in a good manner. When Mary was placed in the temple and under his care, Zechariah assigned her a special room in the temple. Only he would enter and exit her. Whenever Zechariah entered the room in the temple where she was, he would find a new provision, consisting of various foods, with her. He would ask, "O Mary, where does this come from for you?" She would reply, "It comes from Allah, who provides innumerable sustenance for whom He wills." Bakho, while she was spending her days in her room in the temple, under the protection of God and Zechariah, the angels who visited her from time to time, both to comfort her and to prepare her psychologically for the very different, important, great, and historic mission she would undertake in the coming years, said, "O Mary, where does this come from? God has chosen you, purified you, and exalted you above all women in the worlds. O Mary, worship your Lord and prostrate yourself before Him, and bow down with those who bow down before Him." Regarding this information in the Quran, God said to the Prophet Muhammad, "This is of the news of the unseen that we have revealed to you. You were not with them when they cast their pens to decide which of them would take Mary as their protector, nor were you with them when they were debating." The Annunciation of Jesus to the Virgin Mary. The Virgin Mary had reached a maturity suitable for motherhood. On that day, as she did almost every day, she left her house and retired to a place on the east side of the temple to pray. Since there were other people in the temple beside her, she had drawn a curtain between herself and them, intending to maintain privacy. At such a time, while the Virgin Mary was engaged in her prayers, God brought the angel Gabriel before her, in the form of a young man with fully formed limbs. The verse describing this scene is as follows: "Then we sent to her our spirit, and the spirit appeared to her in the form of a fully formed man. Mary, who was frightened when she suddenly saw a man she did not recognize, said, 'I seek refuge from you with the most merciful, the most merciful. If you are a God-fearing person, leave me alone.' To alleviate Mary's fear, the angel Gabriel immediately introduced himself and explained why he had come. 'O Mary, do not worry. I am only an angel sent by your Lord to grant you a pure son.' Mary, astonished by such unexpected news, asked, 'My Lord, I am not unchaste, someone who has committed illicit acts, and I have never been touched by a man's hand. How can I have a child?' The angel replied, 'That is exactly as you said, within the normal framework of causes. But your Lord, who is free and able to create whatever He wills, said, "It is easy for me. We will make him a sign to mankind and a mercy from ourselves." This is a matter decreed by God. God creates what He wills. When He wills something to happen, He simply says to it, "Be," and it is. Meanwhile, Gabriel enumerated the qualities of the unborn child. "O Mary, God gives you good tidings of a word from Himself. His name is Jesus, Son of Mary. He will be honored in this world and the hereafter, and one of those who are brought close to God. He will speak to people both in the cradle and in adulthood, and will be among the righteous. He will also teach him writing, wisdom, accurate and profound knowledge of this world, and the hereafter, superior comprehension, accurate speech and behavior, and the harmony of knowledge and deeds, the Torah, and the Gospel." Then, by the will of God, after these conversations, the prophet Gabriel blew on Mary and departed. Mary became pregnant, with her child whose name and word will be Jesus, son of Mary. Concerning the creation of Jesus, God also says to people through the person of Muhammad, "The likeness of Jesus in the sight of God is like that of Adam." Remember that. He created him from dust. Then he said to him, "Be," and he was. The truth is from your Lord, so do not be among those who doubt. Or then the factions, believing in the religion of Jesus, son of Mary, differed among themselves regarding Allah's creative power and the creation of Jesus. And woe to those who disbelieve when the day of judgment arrives.